everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, I'm Zavidon, and you guys should definitely subscribe and join the Don family. So in today's video, as you guys can see by the title, the first part of the video is going to be a get ready with me to do this look. So I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me some makeup related questions, and I got a good amount. How to contour, how to bronze, what's the difference, how to put on lashes, how to cover up blemishes, all of those things. So I decided to get ready with me to answer those questions, and let's get right into the video. By the way guys, it's raining outside, so I'm really sorry about the noise, but we'll have to do what we have to do. So just see with me throughout the video. It started out quiet and then it started raining. Alright guys, so the first thing that we're going to get into are the brows. I hope you guys can see them really well. Let me check my chair. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see them. Alright, so this is normally the first step of my makeup routine. Now to do your brows, you're gonna need a spoolie to brush up your brows, and you just brush them upwards like so. Bring this forward a little bit. So you're gonna brush them up like that. Now you can either do your brows with a dip brow pomade. I've been using the ABH, this one, or you guys can use a pencil. I'm gonna use both of them today. Alright, so first thing you want to do is carve out your brows. Now some persons brush it up, carve it out, and then brush it down, but I just start at the bottom. So you're going to just basically follow the shape of your brow. So you're just gonna go like this. Basically just draw a line, and that's the outline of your brow. And I normally do one brow at a time, so I'm gonna do this brow on camera, and then you draw the bottom line and you're gonna draw the top line. So you just go like this. And you don't need a heavy hand. You don't want it to be like, you understand, you just want to have like a decent outline. Yeah, like that. Now normally when I get to the inner part, I kind of start the top one a little bit further in compared to the bottom one, so it's here and here. And that's just because if you look at your brow, it's like really light at the edge and like looks feathered, so I kind of do that. And then you're just gonna go ahead and fill it in, and you're just gonna do light strokes until it looks, you know, thick enough. Right, and then when you get to the inner part now, you're going to basically just do it light and go like this, going upwards like diagonal direction, and kind of leave the top a little bit like light, like don't touch the top of it, and then you just brush it out. And that's pretty much a brow done. And that's basically your brows without them carved out. Alright, so now we're going to clean up the brows. So this is optional to you, whether you like under your brows to look light or you don't want it to show like that. I change it up sometimes, but for today, seeing that it's a natural base, I'm gonna go in with a concealer. That's my shade. This is from Too Faced, and you're just going to get a concealer brush. Now this is a flat brush, like flat. You can get that one, you can get like a curved one. It doesn't really matter, it just should be flat because you're gonna be drawing it, like carving it out basically. So you're gonna take some concealer, right, and you're just going to start by, so do this to kind of lift your eyebrows, and you're going to just, some persons just do one stroke, one go. Take some more if you need more, and just drag it down basically. And that's how you carve out a brow. So I'm gonna bring this concealer down on my eyelid because the next thing we're gonna do is the eyeshadow. So this is kind of like a primer for your eyes. If you don't have a actual eye primer, you can just use concealer. Yeah, you're just gonna do that, do that, do that. And then you do the same thing for the top brow. So you just take some concealer and you just drag it down. And then you kind of feather this out so that it's easier to blend when you're ready. And that's pretty much a brow done. So it's gonna take practice to get it great. Sometimes my brows don't look good, sometimes they look good. Today's brow is okay, but you guys have to make sure you practice. So let's do the other one.
No one else, you're all I need. Personality.
Again, if they don't look the exact same, don't even worry about it. So moving on to eyeshadow. Alright, so with eyeshadow, the concealer is already on the eye, so you want to go ahead and just get some translucent powder and just set that concealer to help prevent it from creasing. Alright guys, I'm really sorry about the noise in the background. It's raining, but we're gonna make it work. So I'm just gonna talk really loud. I'll be using my Morphe palette. This is a, I think this is a 3502 palette. I don't really wear eyeshadow anymore because I just do a natural face. But today, since I'm showing you guys, I'm gonna be doing a brown look. And this palette is all cool tones, browns, some reds. I'm gonna be just using this brush. You want a loose brush. I'm gonna be going in with this as well in the crease to kind of deepen it up. So first you want to start with your transition shade. That's just the shade you're gonna put all over the lid to help other colors to blend. So I'm gonna go in with this one. This is usually the one I use. This is the first color in the palette. You're just gonna take up some pigment, dab it like that, tap off the excess and just kind of pat it over the eye. And then when you get up here, you kind of just feather it out a little bit so that there is no harsh lines. Right, take up some more of the same shade, dab off the excess, pat, 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 and then feather. Cool. And just go over top. Like that. So one thing with eyeshadow, you want to ensure that you build. You don't want to put a color too dark from the beginning because you cannot go back. If you want to start over, you literally have to rub off everything. So always try and build, especially when you're using colors like black. Build it up. If you're doing like a full black look, that's different, but like if you just want to deepen up, just make sure you build. Start with some browns, then a deeper brown, then a deeper brown, then black. So we're doing only brown, but there are many shades of brown in this palette. So we're going to start with a really light brown. I think I can start with this one right here. So I'm just gonna get some of that. This is the pigment, above the excess, and I'm just going to see if you guys can see the color. It's there, I promise. Just gonna dab it on the eye and fan it out. Pick up some more. Now I'd recommend when you're doing eyeshadow to do both eyes at the same time, because you don't want to forget which color you use, in what order you use it, because it will cause the eyes to look different. So my recommendation is to do both eyes at the same time as I'm doing. You can do one eye at a time, but like as a beginner, do both eyes at the same time. So you just pat and feather. Now the general trick to blending your eyeshadow is, for one, if you want it to be very pigmented, you know that you need to pat it in first to make sure you don't have any harsh lines. You need to basically do this stipple to feather it out, especially around the crease area. If you're like deepening up the crease, you want to feather it out. And you want to have a light hand when you're feathering and a stronger hand when you're patting it in, right? Yeah. So next we're going to go in with a deeper brown. We're going to go in with the one right beside it, which is this one. I don't know the names of the colors, by the way, so sorry. And we're going to just dab that more into the crease, and then we start to feather. Same thing on the other eye. Dab it into the crease, feather it out. So I don't know if you guys can see, but we're building up the browns. If you guys look closely. So we're gonna go in with a deeper brown. I'm not gonna build up the crease just yet. I'm gonna go in with this brown. We're gonna use some of this. So we're gonna start to deepen it up a little bit now. So we're gonna go in. I'm gonna take this brush. It's a little bit more compact, and I'm gonna get a deeper brown. I'm gonna go in with this one. That's the pigment. I'm gonna put it in the crease. Get the previous shade I used to feather out that brown so that it kind of doesn't look too hard. And you want to feather it basically where the line would be, so at the top. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but this one's darker. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other eye. We're going to dab it into the crease first. Dab, dab, dab. Build up that pigment. And then we're going to take the previous shade to blend it out. So lastly, I'm gonna get some of that same dark brown that we used, and I'm gonna put it on the lid. fluffy brush again, and I'm gonna take the same brown shade but just a little bit to kind of just feather over the lid so it blends and everywhere has eyeshadow. Feather it into the crease a little bit. And honestly, that's pretty much it. You can't even see it, but it's there. When you put on the rest of your face, you see it a little bit more. I'm just gonna go back in with the second shade we used. I think it was, let's see, I don't remember. Alright, I'm gonna go in with this shade here. I think it's the second one. Just to kind of go over everything, make sure everything is nicely blended. Out the edge, and then to top it off, to get like a nice little, you know, we're gonna put some brown shimmer. I'm gonna use this one. So for these, you can just take your finger and just I wish I left it neutral because this is giving orange. But that's alright, we're gonna feather it out still. Just want that light shimmer. That's the eyeshadow look. Very simple. You can't really see it too much right now, but when you put on the rest of your face, you're gonna see. Alright guys, so we're moving on to everything face related. So the first thing we want to do is prime your face. This is a primer that I use. It's done. That's primer that I use. It basically gives you a nice smooth base for your foundation to stick to. Now the first thing someone asked was how to cover blemishes and how to basically turn a medium coverage foundation into a full coverage foundation. So I would say just buy a full coverage foundation, because the only way to turn a medium coverage into a full coverage is layering it. But then you're gonna end up with a lot of makeup and you might get cakey. So I would recommend to buy a full coverage foundation like this one. This is the NARS. This is the Macau Sheer Glow in medium dark 4. And when you have a full coverage foundation, your blemishes are covered after you put it on. If you have a medium coverage foundation only, I would say you can either color correct or you can use a concealer. So color correcting is like this. You put it on dark circles or dark spots, or you can use a concealer of your shade like what I used earlier in the video. So I'm just going to be using my foundation. I don't color correct anymore because it saves me a lot of time. So this is the before. As you guys can see, I have blemishes everywhere, hyperpigmentation. So I'm gonna do one side of my face first. Yes, my foundation is done.
Me a really good feeling. Your love is a one in a million. It goes on and on. You give me a really good feeling all day long.
Then dip me underway. You can fill my mind for flow. Hold me till I scream for every. And wash me over until my will runs dry. Send all your sins.
So you guys see the difference. The blemishes are all covered. They're like gone. And I only put on the foundation. So my advice, just buy a full coverage foundation. Alright, so next thing we're going to talk about is highlighting and contouring. Now, a lot of persons don't know how to do that. A lot of persons don't know where to put it. And also people mix up contouring with bronzing. So first we're going to tackle highlighting. So you want to highlight with a shade or two lighter than your complexion. Now I use both my concealer, that's my shade, as well as this one, which is just a light concealer. It's not exactly 2 shades lighter, but something that's lighter. And you're going to highlight your face where the sun naturally hits it. So that's your T-zone, which is your forehead, and down the bridge of your nose. Also underneath your eyes, your chin, and your cupid's bow. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So I start out with concealer, that's my shade. Now you want to put the concealer in a way that is gonna lift your face up. So you're just gonna put it in the corner of your eye, and you don't want to put too much because it's gonna spread. And also the corner of the outer part of your eye to kind of lift it up. Same on the other side. And that also helps to kind of sharpen your eyeshadow. Then you're gonna, I go over top with this one, but I put it more under my eyes so I can get that light on the eye look. Blending out, you don't have to finish blending one spot before you move on. You just keep on like moving around. Leave these parts for last actually. So we're gonna blend here and then kind of blend this part down. Bring it down the nose a little bit at the sides to kind of create like a contour effect already. You basically want to finish blending this with a beauty blender first. So you want to get one, you want to wet it. It should be, you know, spongy like, not tough. So you're just going to take the big parts to blend out like the edges around the forehead. And and then kind of the same here, still dab it in. So what I tend to do, I more so blend the edges because that's really where, you know, the line would form. And if you see that the beauty blender took away from a part of the face, just go back over top and just kind of pounce it off the face like this. I do that around your face everywhere. Alright, and then the last thing you can do to kind of get a nice blend is to go back with your foundation brush and just blend in like the empty spaces that have no highlights. So like down here, you can even go over top a little bit on the forehead. So now on to contouring and bronzing. The difference between the two is that contouring, sculpty face. So this is what I use to contour. This is a contour stick. It's from Anastasia Beverly Hills and it's 2 shades darker than my complexion, which you'll see when I put it on. So contour is to sculpty face, and then bronzer. This is a bronzing palette by BYS. It's just from Amazon. This is to bring back the warmth to your face, so to kind of add some warmth, some color type of thing. So that's the difference. They go in the same place, but they have 2 different purposes. I contour and then I kind of set my contour with my bronzer. So I'm going to show you guys how to apply that. So you're going to take your contour stick, or if it's a concealer, you can use concealer. Same like this one, when you're a girl, you can use a darker shade in that one, but I use this. You're gonna go along your cheekbones. A trick you can do is this one, and then kind of follow that line. As you can see, it's darker than my complexion, and it's the same on the other side. You see? You're gonna go down the bridge of your nose. Like that. You don't have to put a full line because when you blend it, it's gonna spread. And then you're gonna basically do your forehead and your jawline, but I don't do my jawline. Now, as I said, contouring is sculpting your face. If you already have a structured face, you don't need to contour, or you don't need to contour as much, but it's really up to you. So you're gonna get an angled brush like this one, and you're just gonna take the brush and kind of basically just press it into your skin, but also push it up like this. So just bring it down, but also push it up like that. Like so. And you see, kind of right here it looks like it's sucked in, but it's really not. So you can do this to kind of help with the contouring, but you really just need to blend it by pressing it into your skin, but also buffing it upwards to kind of appear like it's lifted. So just going to do for this one is kind of like feathering it out this way. Instead of like this, you hold it this way to kind of like feather it backwards into the hairline. Again, if you have a small forehead already, you don't necessarily need to contour. Contour is to make your forehead appear smaller. My forehead isn't huge, but it's not tiny, so I still do it. And you just feather this out like that. Okay. then for your nose, you can use the same brush. It's just really big, but you can kind of suck it in with your fingers to get like a nice line. You want to bring this contour up into your eyelid. So like that. Really how you contour. That's it. So we're coming down to the end of things. Last set of things you want to do now is set your highlight. So that's under your eye where you put the lighter shade. You're going to take some translucent powder. This is Laura Mercier, and you're going to press it. So I set under my eyes because I like the light look under your eyes. So I leave mine to bake. Just to note, I don't really bake, I just set. So press it in, press it in, press it in. So a trick to kind of getting your contour to look really sharp is to actually put a line under it with the powder. So you're just gonna go like this lightly and kind of just draw a line with your beauty blender like that. So that's how you contour, and that's a trick to kind of sharpening it up a little bit. Put some powder right there. And then when you're done, you're just going to take a brush and kind of brush it off. So a trick to getting it looking seamless is to basically get a finishing powder in your shade and use it while you're brushing it off. Alright guys, so this is actually the final look. As you guys know, this is a get ready with me / lunch date type of vibe. So I'm actually ready to go for lunch now. I didn't get to do the how to put on lashes part or how to do a cut crease, so I'll do another video with a different type of eyeshadow look, more of a full glam, and I'll put the lashes in that video. So make sure you guys turn on your post notifications so you don't miss it. So let's go for lunch. Alright guys, we're done eating. It's up all the sushi and the lamb chops. So you can see the lamb chops are this big. So this brings us to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, share and subscribe and join the Done family. So we are out, you guys. So make sure you like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe.
And hit that post notification bell.
Period. Okay. Alright, so I'll see you guys in my next video.